Hello everyone and welcome to this comprehensive tutorial on HTML image maps. In this video, we are going to explore one of the most powerful features of HTML that allows you to create clickable areas on images. By the end of this tutorial, you will understand exactly what image maps are, why they are useful, and how to create them step by step. So let's start with the fundamental question. What exactly is an HTML image map? Okay, let me explain it clearly. An image map is a special HTML feature that allows you to define clickable regions or areas within a single image. Instead of making an entire image clickable, as we did in the past videos, uh, as a single link, image maps let you divide one image into multiple clickable zones. I think it's now making sense, okay? So, where each zone, when you create multiple clickable zones, then each zone can link to different destinations or trigger different actions. Okay, think of it this way. Imagine you have a photograph of a word map. Okay, with a regular HTML link, clicking anywhere on that map image would take you to just one destination. But with an image map, you can make it so that clicking on Europe takes you to one page, clicking on Asia takes you to another page, clicking on Africa takes you to yet another page, and so on. Okay, all of this is done using just one single image file. Now you might be wondering, why would we use image maps? What are the practical applications? Okay, let me give you several real world examples. So first of all, image maps are perfect for geographical maps. Okay, image maps are perfect for geographical, and the second is they're excellent for navigation. Okay, excellent for navigation menus with custom graphics. And third is image maps. Let me write here. Image maps work wonderfully for infographics. Okay, they work wonderfully for infographics. Like if you want to create an educational infographic where different sections are clickable to provide more detailed information about specific topics, then you can use image maps. Fourth is they are very useful for product showcases. Okay, they are very useful for this. And the fifth is uh, architectural floor plans, like right here, architectural floor plans benefit greatly, okay, from image maps. So they are very useful for these five methods. You can use these five tricks for to add image maps into your HTML page. Okay, now let's understand the basic structure and components of an HTML image map. An image map consists of three main parts working together, and you need to remember them. The first component is the image element itself. As we have told you, the image map image is the first component. Okay, you need an image tag. So this is the container that holds all the clickable area definition. The map element must have a name attribute. Okay, when you use the map attribute, let me write here. When you use the map attribute, it must have a name as an attribute. Okay, and you use the name here, and this name must match the values specified in the useMap attribute of the image. Okay, and in the image tag you use the useMap attribute. Okay, the third component consists of area. Let me write here, the third component is the area. Okay, you use area. Each area element specifies the shape, okay, shape as an attribute. Then you use the coordinates, okay, as codes, and destination link for one clickable region. So in this way, there are three main components of the image map. Let me break down the complete syntax for you with a clear example. First, you create your image element link like this. Okay, let me create it. So first of all, you need to create an image tag. Okay, let me open up the preview. So, so first of all, you need to create an image tag. Then you need to assign the source attribute. Then you write here, for example, flower.png file. And now what are you going to do? You are going to add alternative text, and I'm going to write here this. Okay, then the next is you are going to use map attribute, and you are going to write here hash flower. Now you close the tag. Okay, notice the use map attribute. As you can see, we have used here the use map attribute. Okay, so the value starts with the hash symbol, as you can see, followed by the map name. We have named it flower. This hash symbol is absolutely required. Okay, so next you define map, okay, by using the map and now name attribute. And I'm gonna write here the name like we have given it to image. Okay, so let me close this tag. The name attribute here, as you can see, must match what you specified in the use map attribute, but without the hash symbol. Okay, inside the map element you place your area elements. Let me uh, bring here the area tag. Okay, now we are going to use the shape attribute, and I'm gonna use the rectangular. Now let me set the coordinations. So for the rectangular shape you use x1, okay, y1, and then x2, and then y2. Okay, now let me set the link ref as an attribute, and I'm going to set it to link.html. Okay, so now you are going to use the alternative text for this, and I'm going to set here description. So let me write another area tag. So I'm going to use the shape as an attribute, and in this shape I'm going to use the circle. Now I'm going to set the coordinations. Okay, so in when you use circle you use x, y, and radius. Understand? So check the difference between these two when you use rectangular and when you use circle. So in href I'm going to use link.html, the same as an alternative text. I'm going to use here description. This is just a sample. I'm going to use again area. Okay, in shape, now I'm going to use the poly. Okay, so when you use poly shape, then you are going to use in coordinations x1, okay, y1, and then x2, then y2, and then x3 and y3. Okay, understand this better. Now in href I'm going to use here link.html, and an alternative text I'm going to use here. So, and finally you close the tag. So now let's dive deep into the different shapes you can use and how coordinates work for each shape. Okay, this is absolutely critical to understand. For rectangular clickable areas, you can use shape rect as we have used in the first. The coordinates consists of four numbers x1, y1, x2, and y2. Let me explain what each number represents. X1 is the horizontal distance in pixels from the left edge of the image to the left edge of your rectangle. Y1 is the vertical distance in pixels, okay, from the top edge of the image to the top edge of your rectangle. X2 is the horizontal distance from the left edge of the image to the right edge of your rectangle, and Y2 is the vertical distance from the top edge of the image to the the bottom edge of your rectangle. So in this way you use, for example, I'm going to write here, instead of x1 I'm going to write here 10, and instead of y1 I'm going to write here 10, and then x2 it's going to be 100, and y2 is going to be, for example, 50. Okay, so this creates a rectangular clickable area that starts 10 pixels from the left and 10 pixels from the top, extends to 100 pixels from the left and 50 pixels from the. So this rectangle is 90 pixels wide and 40 pixels tall. Okay, so when you use circle, so for circular clickable areas, you use shape circle. Okay. So the coordinates consists of three numbers, as we have told you earlier, that x, y, and radius. Here is what these mean. X is the horizontal distance in pixels, and y is the vertical distance from the top edge of the image to the center of the circle. And here the radius is the radius of circle in pixels, which is the distance from the center to the edge of the circle. So you use here, for example, in place of x you use 200, in place of y you use, for example, 150, and in radius you use, for example, I'm going to write here 50. Okay, so this creates a circular clickable area centered at 200 pixels from the left and 150 pixels from the and the same rule apply for polygon shape. Okay, so in polygon shape, let me explain it in a very short way. This is the most flexible option. Okay, poly, the coordinates are a series of xy pairs that define the vertex or corner points of your polygon, as you can see. So you can have as many coordinate pairs as you need to define your shape. The polygon automatically closes by connecting the last point back to the first point. Okay, so you can use, for example, let me write here, in place of x1 you can use 50, again 50. Okay, in place of x2 you use, for example, 100, and y2, for example, 20, and then you use x3 as for example, you use 150, and y3 you use, for example, 50. You can also add as many you can also uh, uh, add many coordinates pairs as you need to define your shape. Sorry, use 120, and then 50, and you can use 100. You can add as many as you can. Okay, so this creates a 5 shaded polygon. So when you use default shape, let me write that. So you can also write the default shape. Okay, so in the default, when you use default, then you use the let me set the href as an attribute, for example, default dot html, and now I'm going to use alternative as in text, and I'm going to write here description. Now close this tag. So this default shape uh, does not require coordinates because it covers the center image, entire image. Okay, it acts as a fallback. So if someone clicks on a part of the image that isn't covered by any other defined area, this default link will be activated. This is optional but can be useful for ensuring every part of your image is clickable. Okay, so in this video we have understand about the different image maps. Image maps are perfect for interactive maps, navigation menus, infographics, product showcases, and floor plans, as we have told you earlier. So the key to success with image maps is careful planning, accurate coordinates, thorough testing, and always keeping accessibility in mind. Thank you for watching this complete tutorial on HTML image maps. If you found this helpful, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment if you have any questions. Happy coding, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.